Eagle Valley's win streak finally comes to a head against Summit County, and we're going to give you all the information on that here in just a moment. We sat down with some of the incredible seniors from the Battle Mountain High School football team to see why they are into the sport and why they love the sport, just to get those nitty-gritty and a little bit more personal details. Then we're going to take you shopping over in Silverthorne at a place where you can get some great deals. All that and more right here on the Scoreboard. Welcome to the Scoreboard. I'm your host, Maddie Evans. We've got a great show in store for you as we're covering a lot of different things. Now, Eagle Valley has been on a 7-game winning streak, and that finally came to a head on Thursday against Summit County. We've got some information on how all of the players feel about this game. Then we sit down with some of the incredible athletes from the Battle Mountain High School football team, the seniors specifically, to talk about their love for the sport and see why they are so into the football here. All of that and so much more. We're also going to take you shopping over in Summit County at Recycled Sports to talk about the great equipment, the great deals, and everything that you may need to know about Recycled Sports. All of that and so much more right after this break, so don't go anywhere. Eagle Valley just came to an end in its 7-game winning streak. Now, that's a really impressive streak. They were playing against Summit High Schools, and now we're going to see what the players have to say about how they felt about the tied-up game and kind of what they're looking forward to in the rest of the season. Let's take a look.
Hey everyone, right now we're joined by Josh Escobar over here at Eagle Valley High School. And Josh, tough game, not your first loss of the season, not your first win of the season. How do you think things played out tonight?
I mean, clearly, we both had our chances. Summit had a great game out there. We both had chances in the end. I had a couple shots. Owen, Gaio on Summit had a couple shots. We both had our game out there. I think they finished their chances. We kind of missed our chances and finished ours. I think it was a really 50-50 game, but the intensity was up there.
It definitely was a 50-50 game. One of the highlights of the game was your single goal for this team. I just wanted to ask you what you saw out on the field, and could you kind of talk me through it?
I mean, I kind of keep checking my shoulder, trying to see who's around me, what's around me, and the second that Logan was played out wide, I just felt like I need to check to the ball, be at the top of the box, be hungry, just in case I get an awkward touch or a missed clearance. I just hit it, and it just perfectly came to me off of a missed touch, and I finished it.
What were the emotions like once that goal was let up for Summit? What was that feeling like?
When they scored?
When they scored, I apologize.
I mean, it did bring us down a little bit, but we just try to keep a mentality of 0-0 no matter who scores. If they score first, we score first. We always try to be positive and try to bring each other up, never have our heads down for anything. I
got to ask you, how tough was this Summit team? They're one of the best teams you've played all season.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic team. They have excellent players like Owen Gaio, Fabi Cuevas, and they're extraordinary players. I played with them in club, and it's just a really fun game. And
yeah, last year 6-6. This year, right now, you are 7-0-1 right now. And so I've got to ask you, what is the limit for this team? How good do you think this team can be, and do you think you have a chance to win state?
I mean, just shoot for the stars, really. I think there's no limit for us. If we come to practice every day with 100%, 110% mentality, I think we can get up there. And if we have that confidence in us, then we should go up there. We should be there.
There was a lot of physicality in this game. Lots of players going down on both sides of the ball. I just got to ask you, one, how are you feeling? And two, how is the team feeling? Is the health, I mean, are there a couple injuries on this team? What's the looking like?
I think everyone's fine, but I think we're all definitely going to need a couple ice baths after this, maybe a little practice, massage, foam roll, but it was a really tough game. We both had fouls against each other's, and it just hurts, but it's a part of the game.
Was it a rougher game because it is kind of a rivalry game against Summit, or did you notice that at all, or is it just kind of how the game played out?
I mean, it is a rough game. I mean, we've had this tension for years, for the past couple years when we played them. It's just always been this high intensity, and especially since it's league. I feel like we have this kind of rivalry that one of us needs to be better than the other, and we just go at it all.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about the defense. They have only given up 2 goals this entire season, and they're playing at a very, very high level. I just am wondering your thoughts on the defense this season.
I mean, we've had great communication. Each time they come into practice with 110% mentality, like no goals against. They like communicating, moving. If one steps, one comes back, and even our midfield can always drop it to a center back position. And they just are really strong and just strong in the defense.
What were the coaches saying to the team after the game?
I mean, we didn't really lose our battle. They didn't win our battle. It was a really 50-50 game. They just finished their chance. We finished ours. We missed on a couple. They missed on a couple.
Yeah, you get a chance to play them again in just a couple of weeks here. I just am curious, how do you see the game playing out? Do you think that you have their number now? You think you know what they're going to bring next time you guys play?
I think we're definitely going to mark that game on the calendar and be looking forward to it, especially since it's their home and our last game of the season, unless we make playoffs. But yeah, we're going to mark that and come at it with 110, 200%, even harder and stronger than this time.
Well, Josh, we can't wait for it. Thank you so much. Great job. Hey, everyone. Right now, we are joined by Pavel Aranellis following a tough game. Pavel, can you kind of tell us your thoughts following the first game? Or this last game, I apologize.
I feel like both of us wanted it the same amount. And everyone was down, and I really tried to be optimistic, like try and look at this as a way to learn, something to learn from. And like our coach said, we can't really learn if we just keep winning. I see this as a learning opportunity.
That's a beautiful way to look at it. And really, I'm curious, how many of the kids do you think were down, and how many do you think shared your sentiment of believing that this is an opportunity to learn, not an opportunity to hang your heads low?
I think not most of them. All of them were kind of down, and just our win streak is over, but I really think that this is a really good learning opportunity, and most of them were down, but I tried to keep their heads up and just make sure everyone notices that this is a learning opportunity and we didn't take a loss. It was a tie.
Yeah, and despite the fact that it was a tie, your win streak is over, but it's a whole lot better than having a loss under your column. Is that correct?
Yeah, I feel like I would take a tie rather than a loss any day.
Yeah. I got to ask you a little bit about just the game in general. What was the team's morale like when that goal was scored by Summit?
We aren't really used to getting scored on. Like we have 1 goal scored on us, and that was against Battle Mountain. But I try to keep their heads up and make sure that it wasn't over. Try to make sure that they knew that it wasn't over. It was a 1-1 game. It's not like we were losing once that goal was scored. I just tried to make sure that they knew that it's still possible.
How much did you notice about the physicality? It seemed like it was turned up a little bit here tonight.
Yeah, I saw in the first half it was really rough out there. The first 5 minutes was pretty rough, but it cooled down, and then towards the end of the match, or towards the end of the first half, it just got really, really brutal, and even the ref had to come talk to the captains and just tell us that our teams need to calm down. We shouldn't be playing that rough because we are going to get hurt, and that's not good.
Prior to this game, you were on a 7-game win streak, and then you tied today. What is the difference about this team? You've already won more games this year than you did last year, and this team is looking better than they have in years. And so I'm curious, what is it that's different about this year compared to years past?
I feel like the difference between years past, most of the players on varsity have been here for a long time. I've been playing varsity for 3 years. There's no really new players on this team. We all just grew from the 3 years before and just kept playing our system and just kept getting better and better at it.
Yeah, I'm curious, what is the difference between like your sophomore year compared to now as a senior? Did you used to lose a lot more games when you were a sophomore?
Yeah, sophomore year, I don't remember our record, but we didn't win as much this year, and I feel like last year we had a pretty good team too, because most of the players were also have been playing for this team for a long time, and like I said, most of the players on this team right now have been playing for almost the whole 4 years of high school.
Yeah, this team is super, super talented from top to bottom. Outside of some of the bigger names on the team, who are some of the unsung heroes of the team? Some players that we maybe don't talk about enough?
I feel like we don't really talk about our center back, Ivan Macias, our striker, Jeff Lopez. They're really phenomenal players, and they always give it their all.
Yeah. Is there any pressure as it is your last games of the season, or as it is the last games of your senior season? Is there any added pressure thinking to yourself that these are the last times that I'm going to get to play soccer for this incredible high school?
Yeah, I've thought of that, and I really think that it sucks that this is my last year and we're just getting better and better. But I try and live up to the moment in these games and make sure I fulfill my role as a sixth and just make sure we're having fun.
You absolutely are doing that, and I've got to ask you, my final question is, what is the future of this program? Do you think that they can continue to build? I know you mentioned there's not a lot of new players on this team, but the system seems to be getting refined, as you said earlier. So do you think that this program is in good hands once this season is over?
Yeah, I feel like this program in 2-3 years is going to be marvelous. We got great coaches. They know what they're doing, and like I said, there's no new players, so they know what our system is and how to play, and they're just going to keep getting better and better at it.
Yeah, well, fantastic attitude, a fantastic job. Thank you so much, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Our very own Mark Sassy got a chance to sit down with some of the incredible seniors that play on the Battle Mountain High School football team. Now, they're going to tell us their thoughts on the game, their thoughts on the program, and why they love this sport. Let's take a look.
Hey everybody, Mark Sassy here at Battle Mountain High School. This is the Scoreboard. We're speaking to one of the seniors who plays for the Battle Mountain Huskies, Orlando, the Porsche GT3 lover Castillo.
Yes, sir.
Did I get that right?
Yes, sir, you did.
What's up?
What's up? How we doing today?
Good, man. So you've been playing football with Battle Mountain for how long?
I've been playing with Battle Mountain for 4 years now.
All 4 years
Yes,
of
sir.
your high school career.
High school career, yeah.
And you've been loving every minute of it. At the end of the day, like, tell me about it. Looking back on the past 3 years, and this is your senior year, what's it been like for you?
No, yeah, I started actually coming here 8th grade year of the summertime already, so I mean, I've got to know Shoop and all them for a long time now. But yeah, coming from freshman year and learning the upgraded more way of football, coming from like middle school and all that, it's been good. And so, I mean, all through the years, I've been improving all 3 years.
Let me ask you this. Talking to Coach Krumloff, talking to Coach Shoop, they bring a bigger picture to football. It's not just about playing the game, but it's about the game of life, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you take stuff away from that daily that works for you as a growing teenage boy trying to figure out life?
I mean, yeah, they have some good life points in there for sure. I may not agree with all of them, but yeah, they do. They do bring the good energy and some life needed instructions that some kids could definitely use.
What position do you play this year?
I play running back.
And have you been running back for a while?
I've been running back, yeah. Actually, I switched from wide receiver to running back my freshman to sophomore year.
So let's define what a running back does.
A running back is someone who's carrying the ball and helps lead their team in a way and gives their linemen a lot of things because they need it.
So it's offense.
Yes, sir.
Are you fast?
I'd say so.
Is that kind of your deal, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you're in that role because you're supposed to be quick.
Yeah, quick.
And agile.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You got any injuries going on? Are you good?
Yeah, I do. That's why I've been playing these last 3 weeks. I have an AC joint, but I will be back for homecoming week, which is next week.
What do we have coming up, though? We have Aspen right around the corner, right?
Yes, we have Aspen coming up this Friday. Hopefully the boys can take a dub, start us off back on track, and get ready for when me and some other injured players are back homecoming night.
Are you hoping to do something with football when you graduate here at Battle Mountain?
Yes, sir. I'm hoping to go play college ball wherever God may take me with that. And hopefully my parents I know they'll be walking right behind me, but yes, sir. Hoping to be playing college football.
Want to give a shout out to Mom and Dad?
Yes, sir. Mom and Dad, love you. Raised
your mom's tattoo, our name on your arm.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
see that.
Represent Mom right here.
Right on. Orlando, good luck to you. Have a good season.
Thank you,
Congrats,
sir.
and good luck moving forward in life.
Yes, sir.
Mark Sassy with the Scoreboard. We'll be right back. All right, this is Scoreboard. I got Christopher Campbell. He goes by Kerper, which is actually your middle name, right?
Yeah.
Kerper?
Kerper.
Did I say it right?
You did.
The last game that I was at, you were playing. Where were we playing? Maybe we were playing in, where were we recently? Last game? Basalt. I thought I heard your name a lot. Like they were announcing your name a lot. You play a bunch?
That was Evergreen.
That was Evergreen.
Yeah.
You play a bunch though, huh?
Yeah.
You love it?
I do. It's fun.
What position do you play?
I'm a corner, and I play X on offense, wide receiver.
And you've been playing for, says here, 3 years.
Yeah.
So you came in as a sophomore.
I did.
Were you kind of playing that same role too, or did you kind of morph into what you're doing now?
Well, our offense was a little different when I first started, and there weren't like wide receivers. It was more like tight ends and then kind of running back.
Okay.
Like halfback things.
But football, if you had to pick one sport to play the rest of your life, is football, like, does it a piece of you? You love football?
Yeah, it's my only sport right now.
Is it? That's it? And what do you do in the wintertime? What are you thinking? You gonna ski?
I ski. Yeah.
You do?
Just for fun, not for like the school or anything.
And do you want to try to play some football when you're done with high school? Are you kind of thinking that, or see where it goes?
I'll just see where it goes. I don't have my heart set on it, but.
Do you have any old dinged up injuries? You're only, what are you, 17?
Yeah, I have.
You got an injury?
I broke this finger.
Yeah, you did.
And I had to get surgery, and I broke this finger.
From playing football?
Yeah. And then I tore this ligament and this ligament.
All in that hand?
Yeah.
At different times?
Yeah, I only have the 2 ligaments torn right now.
Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Wow. Hey, so I spoke with Orlando a bit ago. We talked about the coaches and the direction they like to bring the team, and it's not just about playing the football, even though that's what you guys are here to do. Like,
Yeah.
you're picking stuff up from them. They're trying to kind of give you guys direction as you go out into the real world, right?
Yeah.
Do you find stuff in there in their talks and stuff that you connect to that works a little bit, maybe?
Well, yeah, a lot of it I've heard from my mom and like my dad and my
Perfect.
family.
That's right.
So most of it I just hearing over again, but I think they're still putting out a good message for everyone that hasn't heard that already.
But I guarantee you, because I'm a dad, and my son actually plays football with you guys too, that we're all trying to send the same messages. And the more times we can get that information in front of you guys, eventually it's going to make sense. Stuff like pick up your room, dude. Do you pick your room up a lot, or is your room messy? Be honest.
I do, and I'm from the South, so I kind of
Okay.
I got some strict rules in my house.
Good for you.
With my mom.
Do you say ma'am and sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Maybe you could rub that off on my son a little bit. Talk to him about that. Yeah, but I agree with you. I think there's a lot of messages that mom and dad say a lot that we need more people to say, because we're all in it in the same, because we all want you guys to head on out into the real world and have these manners and have this experience and this knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Good deal. What's your plan after high school? You got a
Go
plan
to college.
yet? Yeah.
I
Where do you
don't
want to
know
go
where.
to school? You don't know yet?
know
Do you have an idea where you'd like to go?
Not really.
Okay. Take it day by day, dude.
I will.
All right. We got some action over here in the parking lot. Looks like all the football players are leaving. Hey, we got Battle Mountain Huskies football. We have games coming up. We're kind of just kicking off the fourth week of the season. Swing by and watch some games. You can also tune in and watch them on TV. This is the Scoreboard.
Our sports director, Blake O'Rulian, had the chance to make his way up and over Vail Pass into Summit County to chat with the experts at Recycled Sports. If you're looking for some great deals on some equipment, especially with ski season right around the corner, this is the place that you want to go shopping, so let's check it out.
Hey everyone, right now we are here with Colin Covington, the manager over at Recycle Sports. And Colin, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You have a really interesting store here. It's a little bit different than others. Could you tell us some of the differences between this store and the other competition here in the Summit County?
Yeah, essentially we're a consignment store, so we sell used goods. It's definitely not as much money as a full price like snowboard or bike or skis. So if you're trying to save a little bit of money, you can come down here, buy some used gear that's a lot cheaper. Or if you even have gear that you have cluttered up your garage, it's really easy to collect a lot of gear out here, being in the outdoors. But yeah, just bring it on by. We'll sell it for you, and then you get half the money whenever it sells. And we can talk about pricing, negotiate everything like that, and then it's all seasonal. So bikes in the summer, skis, boards, boots, and such in the winter.
That's super exciting. And so, yeah, you can come here and you can literally say, hey, I've got these skis. I'm actually looking to maybe upgrade. Can they trade them in and almost differentiate the price or something like that? Is that how it works?
We don't necessarily do trades. We're just pure consignment because with all the other items, we are responsible for the other person's item because it's still theirs until it sells. So we do have to sell it within that year because everybody's item is good for 1 year. And then we just try and sell it within that year.
Mm-hmm. So this entire store is full of different equipment and things like that. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the equipment that you have here, some of the stuff that you have that's new, and also some of the stuff that is through consignment?
Yeah, in the summertime we sell some new mountain bikes. We have some new e-bikes as well. E-bikes have been the newest craze out here in Summit County, kind of everywhere. But yeah, we sell new bikes, kind of new bike accessories and such, but everything else is used. We have a bunch of used bikes as well, used clothes, gears, bike jerseys, accessories, camping gear, tents, sleeping bags and such over there, snowshoes. And then in the wintertime, yeah, we sell new skis, new snowboards, but we also have a good amount of used skis and snowboards, and even the new ones still aren't too expensive.
Yeah, speaking of the winter sports and things like that, when are the skis and the snowboards going to be coming out here to the store?
Yeah, skis and snowboards. We keep the skis and boards out year round, but right now, as you can see behind us, we have a bunch of bikes and the winter or summer clothes. And here in about like October 15th-ish to about the end of the year, depends on when snowpack starts, when they start getting snow on the peaks, and kind of when Keystone and A-Basin announce opening dates because they beat everybody else out here to opening. Whenever they kind of start announcing opening dates, then we put the bikes, summer clothes upstairs, and then we have all jackets, pants, goggles, boots, gloves, and such.
And some of the benefits of buying through this store is you can actually get a little bit more bang for your buck. A lot of times these rental places either sell out, they're pretty pricey and things like that. If you're just going to go for a couple of days, you can actually get a better deal here. Is that correct?
Yeah, we've had a bunch of families who could not get rentals. Rentals pretty popular out here, and most rentals are pretty booked up, especially during the holiday seasons. So yeah, family who's out here for like a week, 2 weeks or so, they'll come buy some skis boards for the family. Might cost them about like $800 or so, about average like $150 per kid. And then they sell it to us after they leave, and then they get 50% of their profit back. So sometimes that is cheaper than renting out here because renting can add up pretty quickly.
I think another thing that people really want to know and really care about is the quality of these things. You're not just taking any Joe Schmo piece of equipment that's broken or anything like that. All this stuff is taken care of, almost refurbished before you're putting it out here for sale. Is that correct?
We don't like work on them necessarily. We do make sure nothing's like broken. Like if you bring us a bike frame and the frame is cracked, or like a snowboard or ski with like cracked edges, something where I would deem it unrideable or unsafe to the user, then we don't take it. But as far as like, we don't tune up the boards. If a board needs like an edges are dull, or it needs a wax or something, we'll price it a little lower to kind of accommodate for that. Same with bikes. If there's like a shifter that's acting a little funny, we'll just price it. We'll take out the price of what a normal bike shop would charge to fix that, and then kind of fix it up. And then, yeah, we make sure there's no holes in the clothes, make sure zippers work and such, make sure there's not weird stains and stuff on it. So, yeah, we try our best, but we do get quite a plethora of stuff through. So sometimes stuff slips through.
Yeah, so a great way to save money, a great place to find some stuff that you can actually own rather than needing to rent. And on top of that, it's going to be super busy here in just a couple of months. How busy does it get here during the wintertime, during the snow season?
Oh, it gets insane, especially kind of like Thanksgiving to Christmas to kind of like January 10th-ish. That's probably the peak season. And then we have another peak about like spring break, early March. It gets really crazy. It's like as soon as the door opens to as soon as that door closes, we're helping people get set up with skis and clothes and boards.
What would you say is the customer experience? How much do people enjoy being here, coming to this store, being able to get, checked for bindings, all those different things? How much is the customer experience here improved versus the other competition here in the Summit County?
Yeah, I would say we're probably pretty important to the community because we're like the only gear shop in Summit County. There are some other consignment stores out here, but they're not as big. They don't sell outdoor gear. They sell more just like clothes and like thrift shop stuff. So I would say we're pretty important because we've had a lot of people come by here who say they're having like hard times. They can't really afford like new stuff. They can't afford like $1,000 for a new ski setup, so they just come here, get set up, and then not everyone's that into it. They'll just go like 5 to 10 days a year as opposed to your crazy people that go like 200 days a year.
Yeah.
So some people just want real cheap something to just slide down the hill a little bit. And yeah, I would say we're pretty important because if we go away, then everybody asks about new stuff.
Yeah. Can we get some store hours for this store for the next couple of months here?
Yeah, we're open 10 to 5 every day. Winter hours, we might be open till 6 on like some busier days like Friday through Sunday. But yeah, kind of 10 to 5 generally.
Well, Colin, we really appreciate it. Make sure to come out to Recycle Sports here in Summit County. They have all the best gear that you can possibly get. Thank you so much for the time, Colin. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Great job.
That's all the time that we have for this episode of The Scoreboard. We want to thank you all so much for tuning in. If you have any story ideas, please reach out to us at scoreboard@tv8vail.com, and we can't wait to hear from you. Make sure that you check out our website for more local and regional content and anything that you may have missed in the past at thescoreboardnation.com. I've been your host, Maddie Evans, and I can't wait to see you next time right here on The Scoreboard.